Hey LAN Party gamers, welcome to another episode of the Low Power Showdown. This was a special request by a viewer of ours to build a system that's under $500 and is able to play Arma and Squad with no problems. We're going to start off with the base of the Lenovo system you saw in our previous episode of Low Power Showdown. We're going to be adding to it the Lenovo monitor. It's going to be a 1080p panel. Inside, it's going to have 8 gigs of DDR3, a wireless and PCI adapter, and it will all be powered by a Zotac GTX 1050 Ti. Stay tuned as we build this $500 gaming rig. Actual system itself, this comes $183. You get an entire i5 system. This is a 2nd gen i5. This is a Microsoft refurbished, which means it does come with a Windows license and a 500 gig hard drive included. It's actually got the Windows license right there on the side. If you even want to upgrade to an SSD, you'd be able to do that with the code on the side. You just download the ISO and use that code. It comes with the power adapter. It comes with a keyboard and a mouse. It's got a nice handle to it too. Means maybe we'll see this thing at future LAN parties here at the SDL HQ. So this should be pretty straightforward. The system's already installed with Windows and should come with everything we need. Let's go ahead and open up this monitor now. We're going to go ahead and put this monitor together. Here's what the back of the monitor looks like. It's got on the back side, we have your power, your display for DVI, and your display for VGA on the back. There's no HDMI and no display port on this monitor, nor are there any USB ports. So it's very basic. This monitor I think was like $60-something. I consider that a hell of a deal for that price. And that just fit together like that. I'm sure this thing is going to fit in here, no tools. Oh, thank you Lenovo for making this a toolless construction here. We're just going to tighten that up, pop that down, and that's it. That is the monitor. It even tilts a decent amount. Doesn't flex at all. Very rigid. I like this. I could see there's almost no bezel on this thing. I would get a couple of these if I was in the market for a panel that didn't require any speakers. This is pretty nice for $60-something refurbished. Couldn't tell it was refurbished. Looks like it was new factory to me. Okay, so now that we've got the monitor built, that's the easy part. Let's go ahead and open up some more boxes. We'll start off with, this is the Netis 300 megabits per second wireless and PCI adapter. We bought a PCI adapter instead of a PCIe because of what is inside of the box here. It doesn't have more than, I believe, one PCI, and obviously we're going to use that for the video card. So we're just going to go ahead and cut into this guy real quick. We've got 2 relatively high gain, high quality, real thick looking Wi-Fi antennas. Pretty nice. And here's a low profile bracket for half height chassis and the like. So if you have a small media center or server rack that you need a wireless and PCI card, this one would work for you. And then the card with the full-size bracket on it right there. So second to last for the openings, we've got this is actually 4 gigs of RAM. These are two sticks a piece. And the reason why we did that is this is going to actually match up with the 2 gigs a piece of 2 sticks that are in the system already. These are 2 times 4, so 8 gigs of DDR3. This is a G-Skill RAM. Comes with 2 gray sticks in this hard plastic and this G-Skill tag here. So he can brand his computer with, he's got some pretty nice RAM going in the system. So we'll just put all that to the side for now. All right, and last but absolutely not least, the thing that's going to be running his games, the GTX 1050 Ti from Zotac. This was a obvious purchase for this build. The build requires him to not need any extra power from the power supply because this power supply doesn't have any 6 or 8 pin adapters for it. So we needed something that would draw everything from the motherboard. This card is the best that I could find in that price range and without any extra power. So it is going to be a great match for what he's going to be doing. This is probably the 4th one of these I've recommended for this particular build. So inside the Zotac box, we've got all the quick installation guides. It doesn't even come with a driver CD, which is great. It's got this piece of paper on it that says, please download driver at geforce.com. That's probably a good idea, Zotac, because the driver discs are out of date in a month. So you make, 10,000 of them, and then they don't do you any good after a while. So inside of this bubble wrap container, we have the video card itself. Now this is a mini card. It's got 2 fans on it right here, and they are going to keep this whole thing cool even though it's in a small package because of their relatively high rate of spin when it gets hot. So that's the card right there. And this is going to fit no problem inside this medium-sized case. Go ahead and do the glam shot here with the... Nice. Okay, so on this card, as we thought, it has DisplayPort, HDMI, and DVI. There's no way to do VGA on here because it's not it is digital only. This card does not do analog out. Another nice thing about this build, not only is it low power and low cost, it's really easy to assemble. The operating system's already installed, the hard drive's already installed. As long as you can pop in 2 sticks of RAM, assemble a monitor, pop in 2 PCI cards, and set up drivers for them, you're done. Your system, your gaming rig, your LAN rig is finished. So here's the system right here. Go ahead and flip this around this way so you can see a little bit better. But this is the rig that we're going to be putting everything. This is the Lenovo I mentioned. And what's nice about this also is it's toolless. For the most part, I believe, no, we're not even going to need tools to put in the cards. This is outstanding. Okay, so you've got a close-up of the inside of the Lenovo here. And the first thing we're going to do is probably the easiest step. We're going to install the G.Skill RAM. This is going to go in the first slot right here. There we go. And this 3rd slot right here, or you might also call them slots 0 and 2, depending on how your motherboard manufacturers are. Sometimes they start with 1, sometimes they start with 0. Secondly, we're going to pop out this bracket right here. It's just a press, and then this outer thing falls out. Really simple. We then are going to install the PCI Wi-Fi adapter here. You have to take out this plate. I love how simple this is to upgrade. Thank you, Lenovo, for making a great little system. And thank you, Joy Systems, for refurbishing them and making them cost-effective for these builds. So that's already installed. That's done. One click, and you're all set for that step. Then we've got the video card to do. Now, the video card is double wide. What's funny is you don't actually need a double wide for this. You can actually do just one PCI removal from that. So we're going to try that out first. So just one of those removed. We're going to pop the video card in. This is the first GTX 1050 I've ever seen that only requires one of these guys to be removed. So that's pretty interesting. So now we've got the video card, the network card, the RAM installed. That's it. We'll go ahead and throw on the Wi-Fi antennas here on the back side and try it out. Okay, so let's see what this thing can do and make sure it boots up and start getting Windows going. Set up a starting services. So it's just like first time booting up Windows. So we're going to go ahead and put in that product key. Oh, there's a Windows 10 key on the side of this thing. This has got a Windows 10 key. This is that's a. And now we play the waiting game. All right, so the system is built and we've got all of the drivers installed. So now all we have to do is run the benchmarks and see how well it performs. So stay tuned and we'll see the results. So with the 3D Mark score of 6214, it surely beats the 5300 that we got from the stock 1050. So if you're looking between the 1050 and the 1050 Ti, it should be a pretty obvious choice, especially when they both don't require the extra 6-pin power from the PSU. Overall, I think he's going to be really happy with his upgraded Lenovo, and we hope that if you guys are able to follow along with how we did it, post in the comments below. And if you want to see more upgrade videos like this, please subscribe and like this video. Thanks. Bye-bye.